Today I'm going to give you a Golden Path demo from idea to production in minutes. What if creating a production-ready microservice took minutes instead of days? That's what the Golden Path delivers. The Golden Path is a pre-paved, opinionated way to build software that eliminates decision fatigue and enforces best practices automatically. Instead of developers figuring out CI/CD, Kubernetes configurations, and deployment pipelines from scratch, they just follow the path. Today I'll show you a golden path I made in action, from creating a microservice, watching it deploy, and then decommissioning it, all through Port.io's self-service. So I'm going to start in Port.io, our developer portal. I'm going to use the AI assistant to create our service. I have a prompt that says, create a microservice called Shipment API, and gave it a description. The AI understands my requests and will start to fill out a form. The prompt response is complete, and now we're ready to create the microservice import. It pre-filled out the create microservice action, and now we're just checking over to make sure everything looks good, and we'll go ahead and provision it. What's happening behind the scenes is Port.io is just calling a webhook to Backstage. Backstage is doing all the heavy lifting, and Port.io gives us a nice portal. Backstage is the scaffolding engine running the actual provisioning. One click to approve, and we're off. So it's successful, and we'll jump over to GitHub. The repo was created with everything we need: source code, the Docker file, Helm charts, as well as the GitHub Actions CI and CD workflow. If we jump over to the GitHub Actions, we can see that it's automatically building. At this point, we've watched the pipeline lint, test, build, and deploy. It built the Docker image, pushed it to our container registry, updated the deployment manifest. This is GitOps. The repo is a source of truth. Any change triggers the full pipeline automatically. Now I'm going to jump into Argo. I'm going to forcefully trigger a refresh, and the shipment API is now syncing. At this point, our application has been deployed and synced to Kubernetes. The deployment, service, ingress, and auto-scaling rules have all been created. The service is live with health checks and will scale based on load, all from one command. Now let's look for our component in Backstage. This is the service's home base. We can see the ownership, the description, and links to the GitHub repo. The Dependencies tab would show you what this service connects to, and essentially this service is our software catalog with every API, every resource in one place. Developers can discover what exists, who owns it, and how to use it. At the bottom here, you'll see the health check URL, and if you click on it, we can verify that it's all live in Kubernetes. Their certificate is valid, and our API is live. So next thing I want to do is actually complete the life cycle and delete the microservice we just created. So I'll give it its name, validate that I do want to delete it, and click delete. Right now the deletion process is in progress, and it's completed. We can validate the repository is gone, our API is down, and it's getting removed from Kubernetes via Argo. Again, port is just the interface. It's calling a webhook to Backstage's decommissioning template. So thank you for watching. That's the golden path. Port.io for the portal experience, Backstage for the orchestration, GitOps for the deployment, minutes instead of days, consistency instead of chaos.